Okay, battery died. This is part two to 177. Message to my other people. Tired of people calling my people black and white and crap, man. I'm so sick of that. So as I was saying, they're smarter than you are perceiving, just like your pets. These things you're calling minority, you're saying they're less educated. See, here's where your deception comes in. A game was created. A game created in such a way in which nothing but the creators could master it and hand it down to their kids to mastery. And anyone else trying to learn the game will all be second best, always playing catch up. The game is based on a language, all right, and a system built on that language. The language is totally made up and totally concocted. Its name is deceptive. It's called English, all right, but it's not English. If you don't believe me, go to an Englishman and ask them if what they're speaking in America, in the United States, is English. And he'll tell you, hell no. They're bloody making a mockery of us. And so, what we are speaking is a language that should be called us. You can't call it American because that's another illusion that you just suffered from. You let people stand on television and tell you things. Come on, my people. Listen to me carefully. America, okay? It's all America. They're making you think the United States is America. It's not. Mexico is in America, okay? Brazil is in America. Look, you think some foreigners from Brazil. We're the United States of America. We are not America. And some deceptive thing. How can you have so many politicians who fall for a line of bull like that on television telling you we Americans have to protect our borders? And you're thinking, yeah, we're the Americans. We are the United States of America. Everything above and around us and down below us is America. See, it's been nicknamed South America, Central America. Well, it's like Latin America, but that's kind of a whole nother story. You need to check the note of what happened to the Latins. Who took the Latin out of the Latins? When did the Latins forget how to read and write Latin? Is the basic moral of that story. Now, I'm trying to tell you, you've been okey doked. Caucasian means Caucasus Asian, okay? It means peoples from the Caucasus Mountains in Asia, which isn't even in Asia. It's actually Russia. That's why Russia's referred to as the motherland, home. And they keep trying to tell you, but you want to call them somebody else when that's your home. You're over here fighting. They had you over here fighting against your homeland. They were your number one enemy. Does that sound familiar? Remember the turning on England? You're dealing with a system and a company that's just telling you it's a country started by criminals because England could not win this battle without some help. It offered these criminals amnesty. And the criminals helped win it. Then they turned on England and they started this thing. And crime has always been here, but I'm not going to say it's going to always be here because we're finna revamp. It's reformation, time to reform the world. Now, but this is to a specific group. You can't single out a certain group and then make things for them and then exclude everyone else. Not doing that. Like I told you, don't be calling people Asian. Zoom in closer than that. See what their heritage is. Ask them what do they call themselves. And they might tell you, hey, my name's Nathan. What do you call yourself? See, that's why you can't go on at that. Until they open their mouth, you expect them to have a heavy accent and a dim mind just based on the tent. You see a Mexican person and you expect when they open their mouth to have some deep Mexican accent come out like he doesn't speak English good, and your mind's playing Speedy Gonzales in the background. No. And then he opens his mouth and he speaks just as articulate as you. And you go, wow, you're really intelligent for I've never met a Mexican guy like you before. Wow. Now he's an exception. He's an exception because he can speak the language. See how the rules go? It's based on the language. A faulty language in which the Dougie is probably in the dictionary now. Anybody can just make up any stupid sound and any stupid thing and put in it. Every word in English comes from somewhere else. So how can it be English? Every word you see said from the Latin word this, from the German word this, from the Italian word this, from the African word this. Nothing is barely even mentioned from the English word. You don't see nothing said from the English word anything. How can it be English? So we need to call it us. We can't call it American. All right? It should be American. It is American, the language, you know, which is what the United States says it stands for. See, it's saying America stands for what it stands for. America has a whole bunch of different ways, and we don't dictate those ways. What they're telling you when they say America's way, and America, they're lying to you. It's the United States way. See, these other people are America too, and they're welcome to their way. You don't have to do things our way. They're making it seem like, hey, it's un-American. No, it's un-us. Got to get it right. It's un-US. So when you call what we speak us. We made it up ourselves. It doesn't belong to anybody. Everybody came here from everywhere and they all threw something in a pot. Remember that theme, the smelting pot? You're going to have to live up to that or you're going to lose face. All right? That's what everybody's waiting for. That's going to be your last nail in your coffin. All right? Right now, you still got your head up. The only way to come out on top in this is keep the promise. We came through on our promise. And that means you got to restore balance in order to push this freedom thing, this melting pot where everybody's equal and everybody can stand a chance. I gave you a city, and I experimented on it, and I made it. It's called the City of Mercy. You can go there and see it. It's a template for what you need to do. All right? You won't see gangs hanging around on the corners nowhere in the city. You won't see somebody scared to go over here to the other part of the city because that gang over there, they know me. No. You don't see people scared to ride their bicycle out through anywhere they want to go. You don't see, oh, it's bad over there. No, that's a bad neighborhood. Don't go over there. They'll just mug you and kill you. You won't see any of that. Okay? There's a lot of things you won't see. You will see people who got what you call a handicap, but you were barely able to detect it. And if you can detect it, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's probably 10 times worse than they're showing. Okay? Because we have something going on here. We got something we're trying to keep it to, and you're going to see people comfortable. It's a model template for what the company, you're going to come and you'll say, wow, I didn't know they still had cities like this. It's called Merced, California on the books, but it's the City of Mercy. And the reasons for that will keep popping up to you. But now, you come here. Look at those who you call your people here. They don't want us even discussing this stuff. Say, well, we don't get down like that around here. So why are y'all bringing this beef to us? Because you white, aren't you? See, that's how it's going down. That's why the white thing's got to be struck down. That's like I go in the store, man, and they start following me around because of the last 10 so-called black people came in there that stole. And I don't steal. But I'm still getting followed around. It's persecution, man, and all that. And you feel this, all right? You got to stop doing that. You can't judge anyone by color. You got to follow everybody because thieves have been caught in there. And if you didn't catch thieves of every color, then you're getting robbed. Because I guarantee you that there are thieves of every color getting you. If you're just targeting these people, you better watch your employees. Blaming it on shoplifting. It's a common foo-foo. Used and when bosses haven't caught on until this note. But remember when you were an employee, all the stuff that fell off the truck and out the back door? Oh, you think they love you that much, right? Man, they're just like I'm telling you about these minorities. Your employees hate you behind their back. They need you to eat. So they laugh at your jokes, but they don't think they're funny. And if you catch them off guard, they'll be mimicking and mocking you. It's not just in the movies. The movies reveal things. They're more educational than books nowadays. Books is turning out to be a bunch of lies, fabricated, slanted toward one simple thought by some people who've been dead and gone a long time ago, and people trying to keep it up under one word called tradition. And they can't really even define this word for me and what's so hot about it that we keep doing something the same way over and over and never change. What part of evolution is that? So, just like the hare and the tortoise, you were keeping tradition, and the turtle passed you, and is crossing the finish line, and you're scared to death. Tradition is not going anywhere. It's keeping things the same. Can you get that concept? To not to grow, to not to expand, to not to change. To do the same thing same way it was done 100 years ago is primitive as hell, and you're gonna lose in today's high-tech world. You will not be able to compete, and that's what is happening. Everybody's scratching their head, all scratching their head. So come on, my people, you're making me look bad when because I come to these people and tell them, look, I got a little bit of everybody in me, and that's how I'm beating you all. And I got praise for this side and praise for this side. You over here, they're putting you down in my face. And it got me where I got to say, oh, they're right, they're right, right. Got to change some of those where they're not right anymore. Like Michael Jackson said, a lie can become the truth. Okay? It's, so what I need for you to do is turn these truths into lies. They were true. It's how this better come out in the end. That's where amnesty is. They were true. No one can act on the past. If you get past that moment, if they catch you right now doing it red-handed, it's gonna be a burner, man. That's why it has to be in the past, ASAP. All, all, pull out all stops. It's got to be nowhere anybody can find any evidence of it existing right now. Is that clear enough? Okay, now, what to look out for? Look out for your own misteachings, misconceptions, and delusions. Make sure you're not telling yourself something someone told you that is not even so. Remember, I hope that you did start with samples of my Optimind, because there's some points that I might not touch again. Like, everyone has prejudice. Anyone who says they don't have any prejudice, or they're not prejudiced, is lying or have no concept of what prejudice means. They're an idiot. Okay? Prejudice means to prejudge, to judge before the fact. Okay? We all have prejudices. All right? We all have prejudgments, images and sounds associated with things that we have never seen. If you've never been to the Antarctic, television and other people have put pictures of polar bears and ice and icebergs in your head. So when you go there, you expect this. That's prejudice. That's prejudgment. You haven't went there yet. What if you go there and what if it's all green and there's no ice and birds flying around? You feel real stupid. Okay? That's where you have, if you've never been to the deserts in the east, you got these big things of sand, on and on and on, nothing but sand for miles and miles and miles. And then you go there and you see plants and cactus and houses and buildings and all kinds of stuff. And what you were told was the desert. people growing crops on the sand. Now, this is prejudice. We all have prejudices, all right? Sounds associated with certain races, foods associated with certain races, architecture of certain races, even though the ones you know don't live in none of these oriental looking houses. In your mind, you have associated that stuff you saw on TV in Japan and stuff with these people. You see those little peaked houses with the designs and the whole oriental thing. You see them sitting on the floor and wearing kimonos. You wouldn't even accept movies unless they put on those wigs and stuff and look like with that braid in the back, because that was your image of them. And if they didn't look like that, they didn't look Chinese. And black people had big lips, so they had to put lipstick on them. If they didn't have big lips, they didn't look black, because black people are supposed to look like this. That's all prejudice. That's someone's description of them to you, and you accepted it, even if it was just a picture that they drew. Even if it was an actual photo, that's just one person. That's not the race. So everyone has prejudices. Everything, prejudgments about everything. Okay? We have prejudgments about literally everything. I'm not going to keep listing in the long list. So you are prejudiced. Look in the mirror and face that fact first, because you're not going to be able to say, I don't have a prejudice bone in my body. You're lying. And right there when you say it, they take 2 steps back. You're like, what's wrong? You don't believe me? No, they don't. Because down in their subconscious inside of them, they know they have prejudices. Everybody do. You know? Except those that you have mutated. You know, the dog's not chasing the cats anymore. They used to not be friends. You remember that part? Do you understand the crime done there? I'm going to repeat this again. If birds live in a nest, okay, and fish live in the sea, where do dogs and cats supposed to live? It's not at your house. Where is their natural habitat? You don't know, they don't know. You might as well say you made these animals extinct, because without you, they die. Their food is not supposed to come in a bag or a can. What are they supposed to eat? Not dog food and cat food. What animal you know out there, they food comes in a can, out there in the natural world, or in a bag? You did this to people, my people. They don't know where they belong. They don't know what they used to eat. This is what they said you did. They're putting it all on you. If there's some other force at work, you need to prove this and come forward with this or do something, because they're trying to put it all on you. Because you're right here with the pets. Like you're still doing it. But my suspicions is, I think something's done it to you. Even if it's another version of you, it's been done to you too. Because I see people look just like you, functioning just like these people it's been done to. Remember, Caucasian? That's a white person who have no idea where they from and who they are when they check that box. They check a box that says Caucasian, and they don't know what the hell that word means and where Caucasia is. Isn't that the same thing happening to the black person who don't know there's no such thing as black and who they are and where they're from? And Hispanic people? Where's Hispania at? You know? Where's Span at? For Spanish. Shouldn't it be Spanish? You know, is that where it's from? And what happened to the Latin people? That's what I'm saying. You know, the ones that language belong to on the prescription, you know, looks like Arabic, but it's Latin. How come the Latin people don't have it? How come they don't speak it? Do you understand what's been going around? It ain't just black people. It's white people of every shade. It's people of every shade, from the lightest all the way to the darkest. And your focus been abracadabraed over to the darkest, where you can't never see the trick. It's like me telling you you're in on a con, but I'm conning you too. I'm end up burning you too when this con is over with. But I need your help right now. It's kind of how you got sucked in, and that's how you go and just suck people in, letting them think, hey, you're in on this, and make them do the Benedict Arnold thing to their own. Tell you all the insider information. Well, I'm here to tell you someone has done that to you, to all these people. They all have white friends who have intentionally or unintentionally gave you away. They learned this person, and so they know you. If you hadn't been such a cookie cutter format, there's no way they should have been able to learn a whole race off of one or two people. This was a major faux pas in design or strategy or something, for everybody to walk around being cliches, sprouting out cliches like they have no brain of their. It sounds like a robot that has no brain of its own, because everything, it's all its responses are pre-programmed. It's not an original statement coming out of their mouth, nothing innovative. It's all the same thing the last 100 would say with the same stimuli. You're looking like flesh and blood dolls, mannequins. I can't have that. And it's in me. And I'm so like calling you curse and the lepers and the hemophili. Man, I gotta carry all those things. You gotta carry all those. I gotta carry all that along with me, and I gotta pass it on to my kids. So it's time. It's time to change this. This is about to change this whole stigma, because they're talking about you behind your back, in front of my face. It's just like these. I got relatives. To look at them, they appear to be white, but they're not. And they managed to go behind the scenes and kick it, and no one could tell. You just think their hair is curly, maybe they're Jewish or something. Oh, they're Puerto Rican, all right? And they see people, they see you talking about their people in their face, behind their back. And you hear what I'm saying? Talking about their people behind their people's back, but right in their face. And they're sitting there biting their lip. Whenever you want to see if someone's holding something back and not trying to say something, whenever you want to read somebody, read their body language. You study going by faces, you should be looking at their body language, which might reveal a whole different story. A person biting their lip is trying to keep from saying something. Just like they say, biting your lip. It didn't come from some just cute thing to say. All right? You actually be biting your lip when you want to say something, but you don't. Or you put your hand in front of your mouth, actually hold your lip, like shh. Only you don't want to put the finger up, but it keeps coming up. It's curled, but it keeps coming up to the shh position. You be shushing yourself. Watch them when they're trying to hold information back. They'll start shushing themselves. They'll try to keep from putting their shit finger up, but and it'll look just like a hand in front of them, but it'll keep coming up. And they'll be throwing a Crip sign pretty soon with a C, and then it'll keep going up all the way up till you see them pressing down on their lips to keep them closed. You'll see them apply pressure to their lips. And then when this is most noticeable, when someone is waiting for you to finish so that they can speak, you can see what it's like for someone to hold back what they're saying. So when you see it any other time, it's the same thing. Okay? Now, remember, these are the do's and don'ts. You better pay attention. All right? Pay attention to these people's body language, because you might think they're going for your stick, and they're not. Think they're buying your baloney, and they're not. You might think they like you, and they don't. That's hazardous. To think someone likes you and the next minute they're attacking you, and you can't figure out why. So I'm telling you why. You're coming across like a hollow creature that doesn't care about anything but mimicking everyone else, mocking everyone else, focusing on everyone else. And it shows in you always making comparisons and sprouting differences. You guys do this. My people don't do that. They're tired of those kind of conversations. They're tired of any racial reference at all, period. You need a 12-step program because you can't seem to stop doing it. Everything you do, you keep doing it. You can't help it. And then you do the stupid laugh after. You know what the stupid laugh is? Anytime someone says something dumb and they're laughing at their own joke, they go there. When you hear that laugh, someone just said something dumb and stupid. Okay? So when you hear yourself saying that laugh, you just said something corny and dumb, and they did give you the half crooked smile like they're laughing, and you too egotistical, you think it was funny because they did the little half thing, but they're looking down at the ground shaking their head while they're laughing at you, while they're laughing with you. As you think they're shaking their head down like this damn fool, but their smile is let you, oh, they liked my joke, he's laughing. Quit doing that. That's delusional. It's a mental problem. Okay? You have a God complex, hereditary, passed down. You know why? For a long period of time, you had the world in a situation where everyone was treating you like a god. All right? And when someone treats you like a god, it goes to your head. Pretty soon you start acting like a god and wanting, expecting to be treated like a god. That's how you got to where you're at, in the state you're at. From men long time ago with great, great power and a God complex passed down mentally, handed down verbally through communication. That's how mental illness is spread. Remember, there are two kinds of mental illness: physical mental illness, physical mental problems, and informational mental problems. Informational mental problems are learned, handed down, passed on through media, through sound, through light. Physical mental problems are a birth defect or injury. Don't confuse the two. So you got to regain your your sanity. It's the only way you're going to be able to hold any of your positions, because they're going to say, "Hey, you're not worthy. You should not be here. You shouldn't have everything you have is stolen and done through underhanded means. You should not be empowered. You have misled people. You have lied. You done boom, boom, boom. Your only defense better be, I'm good at my job. That has nothing to do with my job. It does not affect my job. Test me." That's your only line of defense to hold your position. Because you can't say I don't have mental problems. You're going to have to demonstrate everyone has issues. My issues don't and can't affect my work. They're unrelated. It doesn't occur, all right? Now, if you do have a mental problem that does affect your work, you better find the right note. You better fix it. You better find the right purple pill, because it's not going to be accepted. No one's going to no one wants a blind bus driver. You can't lie about your eyes and your eyesight being going. I'm gonna be my eyes are recessive. I'm gonna be blind in 2 years, but I want to keep driving. You can't do that. That's insane. You're gonna risk everybody's life on the bus because you want to keep driving. You're crazy. And so it's that kind of thing. You can't expect to hold your position when you know you have problems. You know, you can't be an airplane pilot and you fall asleep suddenly. Autopilot is not going to help you land that plane. So, can't, so many lies, man. No one can remember them all. And no person was handed down all. and every generation rebels against its its predecessor. All right. I mean, every generation does this. If this wave was really racial and superficial or rich, its children want to go have an interracial relationship, be loving to everyone. You know, they want to be the opposite of their parents. They rebel against the ways of their parents. So this thing, the reason why it couldn't be tracked or dealt with is because it kept going off and on. In the 70s, it went off. All right. Um, last through like partially through the 80s. Near the end of the 80s, it started coming back. Through partial of the 90s. Then in the first part of the 21st century. Now we got the tapering off where incidents are standing out. See, before it was so much of it, nobody could. It was just everywhere, and everybody say, "What you gonna say? It's a racist ass world, racist ass country." That's all they were saying. And racist ass people running things, racist ass people, boom, boom, boom. But now it's the reason you can tell it's slowed down because all you see is cop shootings. Out of all the things that was happening, the few cop incidents are standing out because they're all that's happening. All right. Everything else has been slowed and shut down. See, you may be just hearing this thought, but you got to understand that there were people whose job was, I can't be racial, I can't have a religion, I can't be biased in any kind of way. Especially when you're in the intelligence community, all right? You can't have these things gumming up your brains and affecting your behavior. You can't be thinking, how does God feel about what you're doing? So you had people who were outside of the loop working on the problem because it was a problem. And they weren't working on behalf of these people or on behalf of these people or on behalf of them. It wasn't the mandate. The mandate has been updated to this moment. The mandate right now is this, especially for a certain team I can't name. Anybody plotting to get rid of or attack all of anything. I don't care if it's all bumblebees, that all the air, all the water, all plant life, all cockroaches. If they're working on a way to kill all roaches in the world, these people's job is to get in there and monitor this and stop this. Where cockroach people can only sell you that will kill cockroaches at your house. They can't sell the neighborhood something that'll kill cockroaches in the whole neighborhood, or the city that'll sell the city something that'll kill every roach in the city. They can't allow that because anything that'll kill a roach in large amounts will kill a human being if you give it to them in a large enough dose or enough doses. So exposure to even raid over time and stuff is making your people retarded. Spraying that stuff in the house and them breathing and you saying it never hurt me. I used to heard a person who had diabetes coughing with a little spittle on the side of his mouth and 3 of his toes chopped off and all his hair gone and couldn't hardly do anything. Talking about, I've been doing this for years. They ain't never hurt me. Yeah, right. That's what I mean about delusional. People live in their own mind. They need to live out here. They can't call you hollow. If you get this, you show you have something going on inside. All right? They're getting to the point where wondering if you can even taste your food by the food that you pick and choose. Like you have no taste buds. This either has to be scientifically explained as some genetic thing or whatever, but it can't just be I'm an ostrich, I stick my head in the ground, they won't see me. That's not going to work. So I'm getting tired. This note is getting long. So you're going to have to probably buy the 2020 report, and you're going to have to buy the special Who Am I for your creed, so that you can make the right moves and stuff. get back to where don't fall for the lies about I can't dance. I'm a white person, have no rhythm. That's all lies. It's all lies. It's not true. Unless you believe it's true, if you believe you have hives, they will pop up psychosomatically, and that's how you man. You got to get this straight. Don't want to see you get hurt. Don't want to see you um, understand this. I don't doubt that white people did these things they said. It just wasn't the people that you are looking at. They shouldn't have to pay the penalty for those crimes. That's why what is going on now, they may be anticipating on cease and desist. What if someone try to vote that you should cease to exist? Should nothing but a problem. Reverse um, genocide, reverse population control, cause you put it into the mix, into the system, because someone like you put it into the mix, into the system, and used it. Now it's out here, and it can be used on you. I'm pretty sure they was inspecting crack to make it back across town. It's all documented, but it did. It was just targeting the ghetto. Now you can. Now years later in the future, we know you can't. We can't do that. We can't just target these people because my son goes slumming down there, and it will get my son. My grandbaby, my daughter's pregnant by one of them people, and then my grandbaby's gonna be deformed because we put this poison down. No, no, no. So everybody's finna start turning into psychos. It's like, you know what? I can't do this no more. My daughter knows. And she's going to tell somebody, it's going to be over for me. I'm done. I'm done. No one could doubt me. I did it. I put in my work. I did this here. And I ain't so proud of it. But I'm done. This is the most racist of racists. You exit out. So, there's going to be a special package, new program to run, where all of a sudden, wow, I could feel the difference. They really did hate us because I can feel the difference now that they don't no more. That's when you're really going to get the feeling. You're going to be like, wow, I am alive. I can feel. All right? No fake empathy. Real deal. Because everything they told you is a lie. Okay? Any condition you have can be fixed and reversed. Even if it has to be something drastic as turning you back into a black person. But it's not beyond the realm of possibility. Quit giving people skin problems because you have one. Okay? Quit handicapping people's motion because someone told you you couldn't dance. So you want to bring them down to the same physical level and specs as you. Don't do that. There was plans of madmen. Madmen who are dead or dying. Who are actually snitching everybody else out, writing a book right now. Hey, I worked at Area 51. And I was on a project that targeted black people to kill them. And they're all coming forward, because they're also programmed to confess their sins inside them religious programs, to confess them sins, to get absolution. So all truths come to the light. You better brace for impact. What are you going to do? Moving to the suburbs didn't work. And you live across the street. Damn. It never had worked anyway. The gardeners were on your property. The maid was on your property. All these people, you brought them with you that you were running from. You brought them with you. You hired them to come to where you were. And they know your house better than you do. And so that didn't work. Another crazy plan by crazy people. Shouldn't have listened to them. That's what you're going to end up saying, why the hell did I listen to these idiots? My father told me they're all brain dead. And everything my father's told me is beginning to come to pass. Okay? Because fathers wake up. They keep mother asleep. Mother wakes up, but she's not allowed to say nothing to show it. Okay? Hers has to be in stealth. Father wakes up and he starts seeing things better and better. See, first he's just an ignorant kid, stupid little boy. Then he's a big stupid little boy. Then he's a big dummy. All right? And finally, something clicks when he has a big dummy. Yes, right when you have a big dummy, when right, something turns off, something turns on, and all the wisdom of the universe, it's like you get plugged in. All you gotta do is ask, and it comes to you. Yeah, I got this figured out. Yeah, I got that figured out. Picking up vibrations. I don't believe he's telling them people all these things when no one else is. See, you got multiple races in the world, but you treat them all the same. So you gave them common cause and common enemy. That's the worst move anybody could ever make. Okay, because now the majority of the world is against you. That's kind of what happened. Okay, they were against you. So you know the old saying. Whenever you can't really say who did it and you really don't know, say a black person did it. Well, see, that's what's going down now. The crimes are committed in the past and this whole fiasco and this whole conspiracy thing, someone who looks like you did it. You about to get caught up in mistaken identity. They're not going to ask any question. 'Cause what would you do? Someone raped your daughter, killed your father, and then all that, and you thought you saw him. You saw someone who looked just like him. Would you call the police? Did you give them a trial? None of that. See, that's what I'm saying. It can't be. You can't let people who look like you, who have committed these atrocities or are doing it, you can't go down with the ship. You can't go there. You can't. You got to separate yourself now. You have to throw the one up in the air, like, hey, I'm an individual. I'm not a race. I'm not a people. I'm a person. So you can just leave me out of that. I don't give a damn what the rest of them are doing. I'm a person. And my parts, like my fingers and my toes, are my children and my extensions. That's me. Those are my people. Those aren't even my people. Those are me. And get down to the one. It will save you. Well, you can't be grouped. So someone's attacking a group. They can't attack you because you're not a group. I'm me. I can only speak for me. I can only account for what I do. Don't be trying to put anyone else's crimes on me. That's why you gotta lose the white thing. Because it's coming out that white people did this. It's not saying the Italians were the mafia and did this. It's not saying the Greeks is the ones who came up with this God thing and it wasn't for no creator. It was for some Zeus and Apollo and all of those. And they're not saying that these people did this and these people did that and these people do that. They putting it all on you. That's why you gotta stop grouping people by categories, ban it, outlaw it, and don't just have it on the book and in the happy songs that we sing. You got to make the lie a truth. You got to make the lie the truth, and you got to make the truth that is bad into a lie because it's not true anymore. This is the thought you keep thinking. Look at each other. You don't have to say he's right. Doesn't matter who says what I'm saying. Only thing matter is it is. Is it so? Not who says it or how. Just is it so? Don't do it because I said it. Do not do it because I said it. I didn't make it so. And I didn't make it so by saying it. And I didn't make it so by telling you. It was so before I said it and before I told you, and it'll be so after. That's what you're dealing with, so, not me. Not voting for me. You're voting for what is versus the lies that someone's trying to feed. That's the choice that's being made. I can't. These lies got me disappointed in my offspring. They didn't quite come out the way that I wanted. Other people's influence, this crap that someone made long time ago has messed up my damn kids in my life. I don't know who that woman is. She's not the woman I married. She's watched so much television, so it's like television is her brain. I'm married to the television. I'm not married to the girl I met. And she's saying, I don't know who that guy is. I'm married to someone who plays for the Dallas Cowboys but never gets paid to check for it. Because all he talks about is the Cowboys. To hell with me. I was a cheerleader when he saw me, but now I'm not a cheerleader anymore, so he's looking at those cheerleaders. Okay? This kind of craziness is going on. You got all this can be fixed in one way, all right? A correction program. See, the difference in these programs and everything that's ever been introduced to anybody in any books, any home study course, any process, any techniques, any principles, any guru crap of anything, because vampires, you're gonna have to wait another time to get the answer to that. And the difference, and even the name of it. Now you're gonna have to pay because someone came by and tried to neuralize me. Once again, point gone. I'm not gonna sit here and struggle back my point. I'm standing at 1527 8th Street. The time was between 6:15 and 6:19. You can go to an overhead satellite, see every car, every person that was around at that time within proximity. And that's who you blame for the fact that you didn't get that answer. I'm not going to keep making parts 2 and part 3. There's going to be a price to pay until this is banned. I'm trying to do something for you. Someone just messed it up. What you going to do about it? If you don't do anything, I will see it. I'm going to leave you stuck like a duck in the muck. Because that's a low blow. You're trying to help a drowning person and they're picking your pocket at the same time. That's a really evil person. So you stick to the ones and you get the lessons that was out there and get the special package. This works. I'm not going to tell you why. I'm not going to describe it where someone could clone it, which is what I was about to do. The more information I give you, the more the vampires and copycats with no mind of their own steal from you. They're going to mess around and steal your life away. You better show up and prevent that in great numbers and bring your checkbook with you. That's part of the game. I didn't create it. I didn't make it so. It just is.